Welcome back to the Week 7 edition of the Weekly Pick'em Challenge. That was a rough week for me, guys. It seems like there were quite a few lopsided games in Week 6, and a couple of them were dominated by the team I picked against, like the Ravens and Cowboys, just when you thought you were figuring things out. Here are the top 10 from Week 6 with Golden Eagle 115 taking the top spot. And these are the leading entries so far in this Pick'em Challenge, with Caesar 0877 in the top spot and the undisputed leader for the second week in a row. Remember, the top guy at the end of the season gets an NFL Shop gift card. Last week I was worried we might not reach our goal of 300 likes, but you guys proved once again that you are the best viewers a guy could ask for and doubled it with over 600 likes. Thank you all so much. This has been an enjoyable experience and gives me something else to root for during the games other than my fantasy teams. This week the goal for likes is 350. Keep up the good work, everybody. Let's get into these picks. On Thursday Night Football this week, we've got Broncos at Cardinals. The Broncos had a chance to upset the best team in the NFL and probably would have if there was better quarterback play. Case Keenum feels like he's week to week now, especially after the crowd reaction to Chad Kelly coming in for Keenum for a few plays. The Cardinals were overmatched against the Vikings, but were at least competitive for a majority of the game. With a short week ahead, the advantage goes to the home team, but that's not the determining factor here. The deciding factor for me is that the Broncos can't stop the run right now, and it's killing their defense, which is supposed to be their strength. Cardinals win 22-17. Titans at Chargers. The Titans are a hard team to read. They are very back and forth with their performances, but that was an epic flop against the Ravens at home. Meanwhile, the Chargers are really hitting their stride. This is the London game of the 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time kickoff, by the way. Home field advantage hasn't really been a thing for the Chargers since they moved to LA, so I think they might actually perform better in other stadiums. The field in Wembley Stadium has always been tough for NFL teams to adjust to, and teams that can run the ball tend to play well here. Melvin Gordon is having an Offensive Player of the Year level season so far, and I expect it will continue. Chargers win 27-17. Patriots at Bears. The Patriots were firing on all cylinders on Sunday night against the Chiefs, while the Bears are coming off a loss to the Dolphins in what was one of the more entertaining games of the year so far. The Dolphins kind of exposed the Bears' top defense, and Brock Osweiler was able to pass for 380 yards on them with a few chunk plays. Best believe that Bill Belichick will find similar holes that Adam Gase found, and the Patriots will be prepared to take advantage. On the other side of the ball, I expect Belichick will be throwing some complex looks at Mitch Trubisky, and I don't think he's progressed enough as an NFL quarterback at this point to overcome those. Patriots win 24-21. Bills at Colts. This could be a big game in determining NFL draft tiebreakers moving forward, but both of these teams are still playing hard for their coaches. Andrew Luck's team is back to himself, but both quarterbacks here are having to overstretch themselves to make up for their lack of playmakers on offense. Josh Allen isn't going to play this week with an arm injury, but the Bills can't possibly start Nathan Peterman again. Even with Derek Anderson as the alternative option at quarterback for the Bills, this is a lock for the Colts, 28-13. Texans at Jaguars. The Texans have come back from an 0-3 start to even their record at 3-3. They're having some serious red zone issues that could have them playing at a much higher level if they didn't have to consistently settle for field goals. And their AFC South rival Jaguars just got smacked in the mouth by the Cowboys in a way that I don't think anybody outside of Dallas saw coming. After losing 2 in a row on the road, the Jaguars have to bounce back at home. Blake Bortles hasn't shown up recently, so I think he's due for a decent game here. Leonard Fournette has really hamstrung this offense, pun intended, but he might be back for this game. And I think he could be the difference here. Jaguars win 23-19. Lions at Dolphins. The Lions are coming off a bye week, and the Dolphins are coming off a huge win against the Bears with Brock Osweiler leading the charge. This is a hard game to pick because I don't really know who either of these teams are. They're both so hit or miss, but the Lions seem to be more miss than hit so far, so I'm rolling with the Dolphins in Brocktober, 30-27. Vikings at Jets. The Vikings are hitting their stride now and travel to New York to take on the Jets, who are coming off a big win against the Colts where they put 42 on the board, with contributions coming from both the offense and the defense. But this Vikings team has Super Bowl aspirations, and they need to handle teams with lesser talent like this to stay on track. Therefore, Vikings win 34-27. Panthers at Eagles. The Panthers came out flat against the Redskins last week and let one slip out of their grasp, despite the late comeback efforts. The Eagles offense was rolling again on Thursday Night Football against the Giants, and you can see the difference Alshon Jeffrey makes in their passing game. This could be a fun physical game with these two similarly built teams. In the end, I think the Eagles are on the come up after a slow start to their season, while the Panthers are working through some kinks. Eagles win 24-21. Browns at Buccaneers. The Browns got a heat check from the Chargers at home last week, and their lack of playmaking wide receivers for Baker Mayfield was pretty evident. Maybe they should trade for somebody, I don't know, like Josh Gordon. The Buccaneers got the full Jameis Winston experience against the Falcons last week. He was great at times getting the ball down the field and putting up big numbers, but ultimately still ends up with a loss. The Browns defense is a lot better than the Falcons defense, and the Buccaneers fired defensive coordinator Mike Smith this week because their defense is actually atrocious and might be even worse this week without Gerald McCoy. I'm back on the Browns this week, 34-31. Saints at Ravens. This should be a good one. The Saints' number 3 offense versus the Ravens' number 1 defense. Strength versus strength. The Saints are coming off their bye week and should be ready to give Mark Ingram another heavy workload. The Ravens got 11 sacks on Marcus Mariota last week, but that's not going to happen against a veteran like Drew Brees. It's going to be a little cold and windy in Baltimore this weekend, and the boys from the Bayou might get off to a slow start due to the cold. I think the Ravens can capitalize on the slow start and make the Saints one-dimensional. Ravens win 28-27. Cowboys at Redskins. Last week I picked against the Cowboys for the first time this season and they won in convincing fashion. Go figure. Who knows why the Cowboys don't come out with that aggressive of a game plan when they're playing lesser defenses, but they've got another good defense on the schedule this week with the Redskins. The Redskins are leading the Cowboys and Eagles by a half a game in the NFC East, but haven't really done it in convincing fashion. They've been relying too much on Adrian Peterson and have only won games when he's had a big day. The Cowboys haven't lost in Washington in a long time, and they've kind of had Jay Gruden's number. Cowboys win 24-23. Rams at 49ers. The Rams got lucky that they didn't have to play the Broncos in the snowstorm that took place earlier in Denver, but they handled their business in a tough place to play. Despite the 49ers' efforts against the Packers, they are not equipped offensively enough to keep up with the Rams. I think that the Rams win 34-10. On Sunday Night Football, we've got Bengals at Chiefs. I put my faith in the Bengals to get off the schneid against the Steelers last week, and they failed me. I also thought the Chiefs were going to come away with the win in Foxborough, even though I know better than to still be picking against Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. The Chiefs are going to get back on track this week, 38-28. And on Monday Night Football, we've got Giants at Falcons. Let's hope that this unsuspecting matchup is as good of a game as the 49ers versus the Packers last week. With the skill position players on both sides of the ball, there's certainly potential for big plays. Hopefully neither defense tries to show up and they just go back and forth like a game of Madden. Well, at least the Falcons offense has a chance to do that. I've lost all faith in Eli showing up this year. Falcons win 41-21. That's going to do it this week, guys. Thanks again for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Once again, the goal this week is going to be 350 likes. I know that's a lot, but I know we can hit it because you guys are so freaking awesome. And I will see you in the next video.